Okay, today we're going to look at adding and subtracting negative numbers. Now, this is one of the most important topics there is, and it's one of the most poorly done as well. So please listen carefully. And every time we do any addition and subtraction in this lesson, I want you to think about the number line, visualize the number line. So, as you hopefully already know, the number line has all the real numbers on it, and once we get to 0, we can carry on going to the left by considering negative numbers. Now, a really important point to consider is that something like -1 is a bigger number than -6. Okay, our definition of big is going to be when we move further to the right. So -6 is tiny compared to -1, even though that numerical size of the number may be bigger. Right, okay, so if I'm doing a simple question, and let's use another example here, look, right, okay, maybe I'm going to do 3 plus 2. I know that you know that's 5, but what I want you to think about is that this first number represents where we start on our number line, and then to add 2, we're going to move 2 places to the right. Okay, so 3 plus 2 is just clearly going to be 5. Okay, well, we can do the same thing, right? Okay, when we add starting from a negative position, right? So maybe let's now consider -7 plus 4. So you need to start thinking about that -7 as a position on the number line. So imagine you are at -7. Now, if I'm going to be plussing 4 to it, I'm going to be moving in the same direction as the previous example. I'm going to be going up 4 places. So if I go up 4 places from -7, 1, 2, 3, 4, I am going to be at -3, okay? So my answer to that is -3. So let's do another one. Right, imagine this time we are at -4 and we have to plus 7. So same thing, visualize yourself at -4 on the number line and move up 7 places. Now, if I do that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I am going to be at a positive answer. I'm going to be at +3. Okay, now, so hopefully that has made some sense to you. So what would happen then if we stick with addition just for a moment, right? What would happen if we do some negative numbers? Well, first of all, we've already seen that 3 plus 2 is going to be 5. Well, what would happen now then if we did 3 plus a -2? Well, clearly we're going to start at the same position on the number line as before, because that first number is identical. Before it was a 3, and right now it's a 3 too. But rather than moving 2 to the right, we're going to move 2 to the left. So when you have to add a negative number, you're just going to do the opposite of when you add a positive number. So this is going to mean we go down 2 places. So this will be a positive still. We haven't crossed that line. Okay, 0 is going to be +1. Okay, so making this a little more complex again, let's try doing -2 plus a -5. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to imagine ourselves at -2 on that number line, and we're definitely going to be moving 5 positions. So the real difficulty is just remembering which way are we moving, up or down. And of course, we're adding a negative number, just like the last example, we're moving down. So we count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see that this is going to be -7. Okay, so really what you need to remember is that to add a positive number, we're going to be moving to the right on the number line. And when we add a negative number, we're going to be moving down. We're going to be moving to the left on a number line. Okay, so that's addition. So what about when we do some subtraction? Well, of course, it's going to be the opposite. Addition and subtraction are opposites. So it's going to be exactly the same thing, but in reverse. So let's just start with a nice simple example once again. And we will start with 4 take away 3. Well, of course, we're starting at +4 and we're moving down 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, easy. It's going to be 1. So now let's apply that to a negative number context. So we'll have -7 -2. Okay, so imagine minus 7 as your starting position, and we're going to be moving down 2 places. So the value here is going to be minus 9. If you keep thinking about that movement on a number line, you're going to make far less mistakes. So now let's go on again then and just think about what happens when we subtract a negative number. So if I had something like 3 minus a minus 3. Well, let's keep this clear. We're going to be starting at 3, and that is positive 3 because that first number is a positive 3. Now, if I minus a regular number and go down, if I'm subtracting a negative number, I'm going to have to go up because I always do the opposite with negative numbers. So we're going to go up 3 places, 1, 2, 3. 3 minus a minus 3 is going to be 6. So don't just think when 2 negatives make a positive, all right? That isn't always the case. And let me show you an example where that isn't the case. So what about if we did minus 8 subtract minus 5? Okay, so again, we start at minus 8, and we're going to be moving 5 positions, and we're subtracting a negative number, so we're going to be moving up. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our answer, look, is negative 3. So please don't think that 2 negatives make a positive. That is not true at all in this case. What we can say, though, is when we see 2 negative signs next to each other, we're going to be moving up, right? So in both of these cases, and like we saw in the previous examples, when we just see one negative sign between the 2 numbers, look, like here and here, we moved down, all right? In fact, going all the way back to the beginning when we were looking at that addition, right? When we have just one negative sign between the 2 numbers, look there, we move down. So it's all about the number of signs between the 2 numbers, not the number of negative signs in total. Okay, so let's see if we can put some of this together, right? Okay, and mix it up and see what happens. So let's try 4 different examples. We're going to do 3 minus 8. We'll do minus 2 plus a minus 4. Let's do minus 6 minus 9. And let's do minus 3 subtract 4. Okay, so let's see how these go. So first of all, in each one of these, I'm going to do them all at the same time. The first thing to do is to mark on where we start. So this one is going to be starting at 3 on the number line because this number is 3. The next example will start at minus 2 because we have a minus 2 there. The next one at minus 6. And the next one is going to start at 3. Okay, sorry, excuse me, minus 3. Now, from there, all we've got to do is decide, are we going to be moving up or are we going to be moving down? So we have one negative sign between the number here. So we're going to be moving down 8 positions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3 minus 8 is going to be minus 5. So next example, we already know we're starting at minus 2. And look, again, we only have one negative sign between the 2 values. So that means we're going to move down. So minus 2 plus a minus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The answer is going to be minus 6. Okay, next one. We know we start at minus 6. Now look, we've got 2 negative signs between the 2 numbers, and when we have them together between the 2 numbers, we know we need to move up. So we're going to move up 9 positions from minus 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Our answer is going to be a positive 3. Final question, we only have one negative sign between the 2 values, so we're going to do minus 3, and we're going to go down 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our answer here is minus 7. Okay, I hope that helps you to understand negative numbers and how to add and subtract them.